The hot air balloon was invented in 1782. It was invented in Annonay, France. In 1782 the hot air balloon was invented. In 1789 the first American hot air balloon was flown. In 1839 the first air bombing when Australians sent pilots in hot air balloons with bombs over Venice. In 1858 modern remote sensing began when Gaspard Felix Tourneurgent took aerial photographs of Paris, France up in a hot air balloon. In 1862 other chemists took to the air in hot air balloons and later hydrogen balloons. Also in 1862 Henry Coxwell and James Gleicher rode their basket gondola beneath hot air balloon. They were the first to reach the stratosphere. In 1889 one of the longest running events at the fair was originally a form of advertisement, Chaplin said. As he said, Cullen has one of the longest running hot air balloon launches in the country. In 1903 Bacon in England, the Marek and Emmer balloon in Austria and the Berliner balloon in Germany, both in the 1930s. So come by a hot air balloon up and away.
Joseph and Jacques Montgolfier invented the hot air balloon. In 1783 the first hot air balloon was flown. In 1794 the army of the French sent groups up into hot air balloons to spy on enemy troop movement. In 1857 he made his first ascent in a hot air balloon, taking pictures with his photographic equipment. In 1861 Professor Thaddeus Lowe flew a hot air balloon over Anderson County. He later used hot air balloons during the Chiville War as a surveillance device. In 1885 the specific iteration of the hot air balloon that our group chose as TRSTU, a portable gas getter to achieve flight iteration, was patented in 1885. In 1894, 9 years after the annexation of Upper Burma. Nowadays TE balloons are the highlight of the Dazhang Dayang Festival. In 1918 the school served as the training grounds to learn or observe on enemy activity from hot air balloons. In 1963 Yost, a teen native, made hot air ballooning history when he crossed the English Channel in a hot air balloon. So come by a hot air balloon up and away. The technology needed in order for the hot air balloon to be functional is the burner. Some of the challenges the inventor, faced while designing the hot air balloon were that when they were testing the balloon out they lost control of it.
The hot air balloon flew successfully the first time it was built, and it actually flew 600 feet in the air. So come by a hot air balloon up and away.
In 1935 Robert Brunner has revived the hot air balloon by a heating apparatus that can be carried aloft in the basket. In 1960 his first flight of such a balloon, lasting 25 minutes and covering 3 miles, 5 kilometers, occurred. In 1962, colorful hot air balloons were flown during the St. Paul Winter Carnival ice fishing contest on White Bear Lake. In 1970 back in Burlington, he saw a hot air balloon fly over town, which inspired him to work on a lifelong goal of creating a hot air balloon with the phrase, "God is love." The purpose of the hot air balloon was for entertainment purposes, and it was also used for the military. It dropped bombs without needing a pilot.
In it out of the fact that when Montgolfier conducted the first successful balloon ascension on Sept. 19, 1783, at Versailles, in the presence of the king, queen, court and innumerable people of every rank and age. In 1937 the popularity today of colorful hot air balloons for fun, history abandoned dirigibles as practical airships for cargo and passengers. Their fate was sealed by the Hindenburg disaster. In 1961 Tracy Barnes built his fist balloon from used parachute fabric. In 1964 there were only 6 hot air balloons registered with the US Federal Aviation. By the end of the century, there were almost 10,000, with hot air balloon events sponsored all around the world each year. In 1971 the balloon fiesta started, with only 25 hot air balloons, and was held at the New Mexico Fairgrounds. So come by a hot air balloon up and away.